So my last question, I meant to squeeze this in earlier, but it didn't really naturally come up. So it seems to me, and this is, from a tall white guy, from Philadelphia. Um, it seems to me that more so than any other industry, at least that I can think of, um, that women are fairly well represented in wine. And I know you get this question a lot. I know you. I read your article or interview with the Spectator earlier. Um, so to take it just a little different, do you think that wine is more open to female leadership, for lack of a better way to put it? Um, if not, why not? And if so, why?
Mhm,
Is there something particular about the industry?
mhm. Well, it's interesting because we see at the academic level, in universities, that it is about 50-50, and maybe even has shifted in recent years to having more young women in the university level programs for viticulture and enology than men. But as you get into the senior positions, you actually see fewer on a relative basis. And so um, I think there still is a discrepancy. What's great is that so many of the women who are CEOs and lead wine businesses or winemakers are celebrated. They're very successful. Um, so there's a lot of good role models. There's a lot of good examples, and I think as the years go on, there's more opportunities for younger women to get into these roles. But there is unfortunately still a discrepancy, and it's something that I never really addressed earlier in my career because at the university level it was 50-50. But when I got out into the industry, especially being on the viticulture side, there were not that many women. I could think of Anne Kramer and Anna Molaraki and Mary Marr, but that was about it in Napa Valley for women viticulturists. But I always felt that they paved the way, and women like Eileen Crane and Zelma Long and Kathy Corison on the winemaking side of things. It seemed to me when I was younger that the work had already been done and that we didn't need to continue having this conversation. And then as I've matured in my career and advanced in my career, I realized that it actually there's still a discrepancy in pay. There's still a discrepancy in percentages of women in the most senior winemaking roles, in the most senior management roles. And so unfortunately, it is still a conversation that needs to be had. And it's one that I've been more open to having later in life than I was when I was younger.
Mhm.
Um, so trying to think about what I can do to encourage not only more women, but more diversity in general in the industry in senior management positions and in senior winemaking positions.